I finally got a video of my squirrel friend. He comes around often in the mornings, and I took this video through the screen, so it's a little blurry, but notice the white band across his shoulders. I think that's so unique, so I wanted to share him with you. I wonder if that's a sign of officially being old now that I've started paying attention to the squirrels. I don't know. I've always loved animals, so I'm going to say that isn't it. But speaking of officially, it is officially fall. So happy fall, by the way. I hope it's cooled off by you. It's definitely started to cool off here, but it's Wisconsin, so what do you expect? Today's video is two parts. It's a thrift and decorate. I will put a timestamp on, so if you don't want to see the beginning part where I'm shopping, that's fine. You can skip right ahead. So let's just jump right in. I'm starting off at a Goodwill. These brown bowls were really drawing me in, I think because they were giving me vintage vibes, but I didn't care for the price, so I decided to pass on those. Then I spotted these greenery stems. This one looked like it had lost some of its leaves, but I think they considered that in the price of $2.99. And then these greenery stems really impressed me. I don't even think they were used. They weren't bent yet. They were perfectly straight. And look at the shape and the color, so vibrant and beautiful. Both of those came home with me. These were $1.99 each, and considering the price of flameless candles, not to mention batteries as well, they definitely came home with me. Now we're on to the next thrift store. Now this thrift store has tags that show the city that it's in and that's nearby me, so I either don't show the tags or I cover part of the tags so that part can't be seen. This brown teapot was $4.89. It was a yes, so it came home with me. I hope you don't mind that I'm not doing an official haul at the end of this. I'm just going to tell you as we go along what things I ended up purchasing. This was also $4.89, and I thought it would be really pretty on a dining table with a floral arrangement in it for fall, but I ended up leaving it at the store. This was a really pretty tray, and I first thought it was wood until I turned it over. It's a good sized tray, however, I just decided because it was plastic to leave it. I don't know how many times I picked up this basket of flowers and put it back down, but in the end, it came home with me. I decided I could rework the flowers and deal with the basket. This was a good sized pumpkin for $5.85. I wish it had lights in it, but either way, it came home with me. I really debated about this ceramic pumpkin. It was $5.85. It even had the box with it, so it was like new. And as you can see, I got a little distracted with the cute dog. This was at a different thrift store. This lantern was $20, and I just thought that was way too much to spend on a thrift lamp, so that stayed at the store. They wanted $9 for this wreath. Now, had it been a couple dollars, I might have thought about buying it and just reworking it. As you can see, it was just missing a couple flowers in that area. If a wreath is cheap enough, you could even pull it apart and use it in a whole different wreath. Recently, I pulled apart an old wreath that I had and used it as bowl filler in a dough bowl. You may remember that from my dining room video. These pairs were 98 cents, and I ended up buying the red one. I like the shape of this vase for $2.49, but I didn't care for the color. These glasses were $1.98, which was about twice as much as I wanted to pay for them, so I left them. This pitcher was $3.59. I love the texture on it. Doesn't it remind you of something from Creative Co-op? So this was my favorite purchase of the day. That definitely came home with me. And then I liked this acorn, but it had a little chip on it. I might have been more tempted. It was $2.49. This carved wooden box for $3 had some great patina going on. I think it would have looked nice on a shelf, but I couldn't get it to shut for the life of me, so I left it. Before we decorate my living room, I wanted to quickly cozy up my dining table by adding some lighted stems, just like these, to the vase on my dining table. These are super inexpensive. They're from Amazon. $9, I think, was what I spent for two of them, and that's how many are in the vase. So let's do that first, and then, like I say, we will get to decorating my living room for fall. I'm definitely of the mindset that there's no such thing as too many twinkle lights for fall, really for any time of year, but especially fall and Christmas. And I just love the ambiance and the coziness that these lights bring. And now I'm going to turn around and show you what the living room looks like before I start decorating. As you can see, I still have some books on the bookshelf. I'm going to go ahead and decorate around those. And as you can see, I went ahead and decorated the top of my electric fireplace with garland already because I fuss with it so much, so it's just easier to do it off camera. I just combined the really inexpensive leaf garland from Walmart that you buy in store, and then the white berry garland from Hobby Lobby, and of course I had to add some twinkle lights. This is not a sponsored video, as I don't usually like to do those, but I purchased this DVD from Amazon called Seasons, Fall and Winter, so that's what's currently playing in the background while I decorate, and there is some beautiful music too. When it comes to the living room, I think that the best place maybe to start decorating is with the sofa pillows. They kind of set the tone or the theme. On another note, I think I've developed a little bit of an addiction to buying throw blankets this fall. I think I've bought 3, maybe even 4 so far. But they're not only cozy, they're perfect for covering up those areas of your couch that may have gotten a little bit worn and sagged. I know we're going to need to look into the idea of getting new furniture at some point, but it's just not in the budget right now, so we can make do. These orange plush pumpkin pillow covers came from Amazon, as well as the plaid ones. They were really inexpensive. I showed them in my preparing for fall haul, but I can definitely link them for you again if you're interested. This lighted pumpkin was from Hobby Lobby. I'm thankful that it has a cord because I'm so tired of things that eat up my batteries, and there's a plug-in right behind the couch there. And then I'm adding this lantern from Decor Steels with a fall wreath. And then this is a picture of my parents. They're both doing well, by the way. You may recall that I had purchased this table from Amazon a few months back. I have decided to stain it rather than paint it. I just haven't found the time to do it yet. This burnt orange Chanel blanket is another one that I purchased for fall this year. It's so soft and cozy. It's the one my husband and I argue over when we're sitting in the living room in the evening. It was $25 from TJ Maxx. I will come back and decorate my coffee table, but for now I'm going to work on my fireplace. You may remember the white picture from the beginning portion of this video where I was thrifting, and I added some white berries from Hobby Lobby that match the berries in the garland. Then I'm just going to add a few simple pumpkins and some pillar candles on the opposite side. This brown pumpkin pick was from Hobby Lobby. You may recall when I was thrifting, I picked up a really large pumpkin that looks similar to this, so I'm kind of keeping in that theme. I guess you'd call it a twig pumpkin or a grapevine pumpkin, but either way, I think it looks really neat against the glow of the candles. So I had this wagon for a really long time. It was originally a galvanized silver color, and just recently I painted it brown. So here I was looking at it, and I didn't like it. It just wasn't happy. I guess that's the best way to describe it. So I took it back outside and painted it white, and I think that was the ticket. So far I'm happy with it. Let me know what you think. I'm just adding a few more of those inexpensive Walmart garland leaves to the bottom of the wagon before adding in my pumpkins, as well as some white berries so that it kind of goes with the garland.
I heard you say you found the story.
And of course, more twinkle lights. I do apologize that the lights are reflecting weirdly off the camera. They look better in real life. This lantern fell apart on me while I was doing this, so that's why I carefully set it here. I'm gonna have to screw it together or glue it together later. But anyway, once again, I'm adding more of that garland in like a candle wreath around the candle. I really like this large pillar candle from the at-home store. It requires 2 AA batteries, but they last a long time compared to some of the candles that I have. So I highly recommend it. So next we're going to talk about the brown basket that I showed you earlier in the thrifting portion, and I told you I bought it. I bought this and the brown pumpkin at the same store, and what I had in mind was to use them to maybe complement each other, so we'll see how that works out. There's foam underneath here, so I'm just kind of pulling out some of the things that I thought didn't belong, and I'm going to add in some of these burnt orange geraniums. Fortunately, I had these on hand from a previous year, and I just wanted something that would kind of bring it into a fall look. And then I'm going to add another one of those Hobby Lobby twig pumpkins to the basket. There was one more pine cone left over, so I thought I might as well stick that in the foam too. And then I just cut away some of these extra strands. I don't know what they were for, but I just didn't think they looked right, so I cleaned it up a little bit, and I think it's good to go. I have this burnt orange Dollar Tree pumpkin that I thought would complement the fabric pumpkin that's in the wagon. Right after this, I'm going to be styling my built-in shelf, but for now, here's a quick overview of how this area turned out.
If I had a boat, I would sail out, take every brother and sister of mine.
Moving on to the bookshelf, as you can see, we do use it for books, but I wanted to add in some pumpkins and just a few fall touches.
We can call home.
As you can see, I had to get on board with the Hearth and Hand wall art set. I couldn't find them at any of my local Targets, so I had to buy it online because I did not want to miss out. You'll see the other one in just a minute. I wanted to find a place for both of them on this bookshelf because I love the vintage vibe that they bring. I bought 2 of these decorative boxes from HomeGoods. You'll see the other one, that's the larger one, on the left lower part of the shelf.
The doors have been sealed.
Now we're going to move to the left side of the shelf. I'm trying to maintain a balance with the colors. At this point, I decided my shelf needed a pop of color. So I thought about the pumpkin that's in my kitchen. So I'm taking you along as I grab this pumpkin, and I'm going to replace it with the pear that I thrifted. It's about the same color. The only thing is, when I took a step back, I realized that the apple below and the pear are about the same shape. So because of that, I decided to change the apple out for this pumpkin.
It's mad out there.
I think that worked out really well. What do you think? So now we're going to try it over on this shelf, and I think it works really well. It's the right color and shape. I don't think the pear would have worked next to that black picture. It's just too close to the same height. So here's the other half of the wall art set that I talked about earlier from Hearth and Hand. And next I'm adding this cloche of dried gourds. I like to decorate with dried gourds for fall. This picture is from Amazon. I like the red roof of the cottage. I just think that's the perfect touch for fall. I think these bookends are so pretty. They're a recent find from Walmart in store. I could just leave this carved bowl as is as a statement, but I wanted to add a touch of color here also. So I'm going to use these velvet Dollar Tree pumpkins. Some have metal clips on them, so I'm going to turn those down. And here's a quick overview of how the shelf turned out. It definitely fits my style. It's not too cluttered, but it still says fall. Moving on to the coffee table, I'm going to add some burnt orange hops to this wicker pitcher. And I'm also going to add some more of those white berry stems from Hobby Lobby that match the garland, and the white berries in the wagon, and the white berries that are on the lantern. To this bowl, which was a recent purchase from Walmart in store, I'm going to add some acorns. Now this first acorn is from Kirkland, so it's a little larger than the other ones, but I wanted it to fill up the bowl. The other acorns were from HomeGoods. However, after I purchased these, I saw that Hobby Lobby had some as well, so I'm going to attach a clip of those. The ones from Hobby Lobby have a touch of gold on them. Although these acorns are sold as a fall item, because they have the gold on them, they would definitely work for Christmas. I started with the white candles, but I decided they were too bland. Then I remembered I have these brown candles that I recently picked up from Hobby Lobby, so I decided to go with these. It just gives a little bit of color. I get tired of everything being white. It was kind of a dreary day, and of course we have the woods behind our house, if you recall. So the lighting is a little weird, but I'm going to do my best to show you an overview of how everything turned out. I hope you won't mind if I just take a minute and introduce myself to anybody new who might have clicked on my channel for the first time. My name is Rachel. I guess I really didn't introduce myself this time in the beginning like I usually do because I was too busy telling you about the squirrel. But anyway, I'm a homeschool mom. I live in the woods of Wisconsin. My husband and I have been married for 20 years. My favorite animal is a cat. I have 8 of those, and you'll hear a lot about those if you watch my videos. Speaking of, my videos usually relate to the theme of home decorating on a budget, but once in a while I throw in a homemaking video as well. On another note, I know it's not part of the living room, but I decided to show you how I decorated with the stems that I purchased from the thrift store, the yellow leaves. And so I did that in the corner of my patio room, so I'm going to show you that right here. And in about 5 seconds, I'm going to wrap this video up face to face. And as always, I hope you click the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. That helps small channels like mine get pushed out by the algorithm. Comments, likes, shares, that all really help. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for your support. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today, and I hope you gained some inspiration. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel and you're interested in home decor or homemaking type of content, I invite you to do so. Don't forget to ring the bell. I think everybody knows that by now. But anyway, that is all I have. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, stay thankful.